So yeah, there you go. So look, this is going to be mute. It's going to go, you know, it'll be fine in a couple of weeks. It'll be fixed, but it just shouldn't be released like that. I mean, it's not a me problem, is it? It's not a you problem either. It's a their problem. Really? $70? Come on, lads. But it's all down to this amazingly modeled, study level 3D cockpit that allows you to really fly the 737 in your own home.
Nevertheless, grave danger I fear in his training.
of random stream during the week. And I'll see you then, folks.
Yeah, that's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.
And we will certainly make some points with special goodbye there, folks. See what happens. The sea is climbing all over the place. So we're not crashing at right, those buttons. It's time for us to sign off. I think she wants to treat. Do you want to treat the buttons? Do you want to treat? Okay, just look at me until I actually get off the stage. Excellent, folks. Pleasure as always. You too. I'll see you next time.
Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the madness. Hopefully not too mad today. Well, look. After yesterday's flight, everything went so smoothly. I had everything sorted out. My departure was working out. My arrival was working out. Everything was going great until final. And I think what it was, my hand hit off the little thrust-master throttles here. And it disengaged the autopilot. And, of course, it was on the climb mode, detent. And, of course, it had full power. And off I went on final. And I insisted on rescuing it. And that's really where the problem was. You go around. Yep. So let's hope things are better today. Today we're at Dusseldorf. I'm just getting my screens ready here. Let's have a look at see who's on YouTube. Oh, we got a few on YouTube here. Greetings all. Clappy D, welcome to you. Clappy D says the Red Bull tunnel crash was the funniest video I saw here. 60 small aircraft and a couple of passengers jet piling into a tunnel. Yes, I remember that video, making that video. Yes, indeed. Dave McAvoy, how are you? Then Phil is with us as well. He says, your intro videos are better than Microsoft. Oh, really? Well, thank you very much, Phil. Yeah, nobody watches them, though. You guys do, I know that. I don't know. YouTube just don't share anything anymore. I don't know. Maybe it was that war video I did. I did one there with DCS World or something. I don't know. God knows. You just don't know. They don't know themselves. Dave, Phil, do you work in cinematography? Because you should. I'd like to, Phil, actually, incidentally, but anything that includes art or anything people really want to do, it's very hard to get into. It's very hard to get into cinematography, but I make more videos. I can't guarantee when, you know. Clappy D saying some dude in Ireland flew a plane through a tunnel, so Gripper thought he would try on a Sunday stream. Chaos ensued. It did. I tried a few times, but I got it in the end, didn't I? Dave McCoy says, I'll have to see if I can find you later. Do on the North European server, you should find me. And Brian's with us. Hello, Brian. How are you doing? Brian's a subscriber. I think, Brian. Thank you very much. So, folks, now let's see a Twitter. No one's on Twitch. No one's thinking on Twitch. Who's on YouTube there? 10. Okay. Now, so I'm going to do the flight plan from the very beginning to the very end. Oh, Tritz is on Twitch. Here, Tritz. Hi, Tritz. How are you? Hi, Gripper and Buttons. How are you both? Spent an hour trying to start the Boeing 247D. Mad. Oh, really? What's the 247? Oh, that's the old one. DCS Ducks with us. Hey ho to you, DCS Ducks. So, as I said, I'm going to do the whole thing. It's not going to take too long. I'm going to show you from A to B, so I presume we're going to get some beginners, hopefully, and get you entertained on the big jets. It's not as hard as you think. It does take a bit of time. There's a bit of frustration, and you'll see what frustration I'm having. Now, I have to show you. I see some aircraft taxiing. I loaded in that new program, which is... Here we go. Is this program here? This is not an advertisement. They don't give me any money for this, or they don't... It's free anyway, so don't be worried. FSLTL traffic, okay? So this is what I feel Microsoft should have done to begin with. This is what they promised anyway. This is a traffic program, and it's free. So I just noticed some traffic taxiing up there, and I loaded up. They're all at the gate. There's one taxiing there, and has he got the Eurowings? There you go. Is that correct livery for? Yes, there's the German. That's the German reg. Now, I wonder if you look up, if you're watching here, you look up, you have to do it live though, that registration, Delta Alpha Echo Whiskey Tango on one of the radars, flight radars, will you see it taxiing? Now, there might be a delay, but yeah, cool. So there are aircraft taxi. There's traffic up there about to take off, and I love that atmosphere. The sounds are great. So hats off to the guys who do this for free. You know, here we are in an EasyJet livery. And we're going to kick off our flight plan. Let's get a nice view here. It's going to be a nice even flight tonight. Okay, I hope. Yeah. We have everything's going great. Okay. Now, okay, here's where I started. As per advice I was given yesterday, I think it was flying ice. I went into Navigraph. Now, Navigraph, I paid €10 a month for this. Okay, so I think it was Ice Pilot. Damn it, he's going to shoot me now for forgetting his name. He said, look, use Navigraph first, because the difficulty I have, you can generate a flight. This is all very good, actually. Navigraph, I hats off to Navigraph, because it is really very good. Now, I trained as a commercial pilot, so all of this stuff means something to me. Don't let it intimidate you, because I've forgotten most of it by now. Okay, so it generates a flight. You say, where are you going to and where are you coming from? I've done a little bit of it. You just hit the flights button, and you say you're going from Dusseldorf to Dublin. And it does everything except the departure. This is the departure here. And I select the departure from here. And I selected the arrival. But the problem I may have is for some reason, I don't know why, it's broken here. So I'll delete that discontinuity. Okay. So we're going to Dublin. I thought I'd make it easy on myself. Because if I make it too complicated, I screw things up. So let us put a flight plan into... Now, can I upload this to, you know, can I flight this, upload this to SimBrief? Why can't it all be one, you know? But let's have a look at SimBrief anyway, and let's see if we can get going. So, SimBrief, new flight. Paperwork here. We'll go steady, nice and steady now, because it's not going to be too long, because I've learned a little bit more since the last time. I'm not going to worry about the airline. Oh, we've got easy in there anyway. Okay, flight number. I usually put 001 in there just for kicks. We're departing from Dusseldorf is Echo Delta Delta Lima. We're arriving in Dublin, which is Echo India Delta Whiskey. Starts generating stuff. Alternative is Shannon, which makes sense. The date, I'm not worried about the time. The airframe, you want to put that in at least. We're from the Airbus A320. I don't know if it's the Neo, but it's the A320. I don't know which one. Again, you can go into depth in that if you want. I have not yet. That is it. So it tells me the time, scheduled flight time, 2 hours. Departure runway 23 right, arrival 28 left. 23, sorry, I'll write that down. 23 right. Arrival runway 28 left, taxi out, it's got all the fuel, all the passengers are on auto. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to generate that flight plan. Now, before I generate the flight plan, okay, gives me the route here. Why is it going up north like this? Is that not a bit of a waste of fuel? You know? So I'm going to try another one. Let's just see. They're up here. So let's see this one here. Again, that's the one I had. 2. Let's try to Penal. Penal? Ooh. So this gives me the arc. And that looks like it may put in the actual arrival. We'll see. I know there's an arc into Dublin. I might choose this one. Still going up north though. Let's try that one. Let's try Penal. And let's generate that. Okay. Generate flight plan. Yep. So this generates it up into the cloud. So it's just sitting there in SimBrief. And that's all I'm going to do for the moment. Right. And that's, see, it's a little bit different now. You know, I don't know which one you use. Do you use both? Yeah, some of the time you use the first one. Let's hop into the cockpit. To the cockpit, folks. Let's have a look at that flight plan first. I want to put on the 2 batteries. 1, 2. I love the sounds. External power is available. I'm switching that on. I'm going to load everything up here. There's the screens. Don't forget to put up brightness. As I did. I said, oh, it's a bug, because it was working last time. That was an updated version. This is an updated version, so I screwed up there, in all fairness. There you go, all the lights are all up there now. For this side, down here. More lights. Now, as you go to these checklists, I'm going to have to make mine a little bit more complicated later on. You know, you kind of find your way around a little bit better. You know, you really do. Start to find your way around, and you know where to go. Your eye, you see, you'll notice when you first start learning to fly, even a small little airplane, right? Your eyes don't know where to go. You don't know where to look when you're first learning the checklist. And it can take you a while to do the checklist to the simplest of aircraft, but you'll get your way around. You know, you'll find your way around. I'm gonna put on the dome light here just to brighten things up a little bit. I'll put it on bright for shits and giggles. There we go. Now everything's good, but it takes a half an hour for the INS etc. to start, so you can switch them on. Now from here it takes usually a half an hour or so. I don't want to wait a half an hour. So switch them off. Switch them on again, and you don't have to wait at all. It's instant. Boom. Everything's all working nicely there. Happy days. Lonely Reaper's with us. How are you? Can I have all that info again? Lonely Reaper says. Oh. Hello everyone, by the way. That's on Twitch. If you're here, I'm reading comments and you can't see them on your screen. I'm twitching about stream on YouTube. Scotland Laundry Ryanair, Max. I call you Scotland Ryanair. Is that okay? It's easier for me. Good evening and welcome to the madness, Scotland Ryanair. Scotland Laundry Ryanair Air. I don't know. It's a very complicated one, but I know it means something. Dave McAvoy is with us as well, and so is Brian. Yeah, okay, great. So good. What's next? Let's get this flight plan sorted out. Now, as you saw, I loaded up the sim brief into the cloud. I'm going to go to init here, and init request. That is going to go into the cloud and drag it down into the flight simulator. Now with this Fenix A320, you can do it all in here, right? So when you want to connect your Navigraph account, all you do is connect it. It's really easy. You go in here and it'll ask you to connect your account. It's in here somewhere. Let me show you. It'll come up here actually. Connect SimBrief account. Now I shouldn't have done that here because I was too. Oh, it loaded it already. Okay, so it goes straight in. Okay, brilliant. Anyway, here it will. I thought you had to import it here first and then put it into the flight computer. So there we go. 2-hour flight. We'll see if we can shorten that. Now I want to have a look at the flight plan. Let's get this sorted out first. Here we go. Right, flight plan discontinuity departing. Now here's my problem. That's a gap, right? Discontinuity, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, this is our departure. That's why there's a gap, because I haven't given it one. When you load in a flight plan, it won't load in the arrival and the departure. I'll just clear these messages here. I'm going to go to Dusseldorf here, and I'm going to say departure. Now, what runway am I going to depart? 23 right. Boom. Now it has my standard instrument departure, or my SID for short. Now, I didn't have a graph. That helped. I have selected the departure here, and it all joins up. Happy days. So that departure happens to be. Sorry, arrival. No, what am I doing here? Destination. I'm in the wrong place altogether. Mod Rick, if you like. This one here. So I'm going to look for that. Please be there. Please be there. No, I went too far. MOD or 1K I have here, and it doesn't seem to have it. So I don't know. See, this is my problem. Are they both up to date? You know, this is my problem. This is the problem I'm having. So let's try this and see what we get. Right, insert that. Okay, it's giving us something decent here. Right, yes it has. So it's not far off it. As you can see here, if I zoom out, now we're linked up, and you'll see down here, the flight plan, there's no discontinuity. So that's going to do for the westerly runway. Great. Next, coming into Dublin. So let's hit Dublin. Arrival. We want to come into 28. 28 left. 28 left. No, I don't know, or nav. How do I go back? What have I done now? What have I done? Let me go back in again. Arrival. Into, you gotta be careful. 'Cause the whole thing, well, there we go. ILS 28 left. That's what I want. No, that's VOR. I'm jumping the gun here. I don't have the ILS. I don't have. And why does it have 28 right? You know, ILS 28 left. There we go. Click that. Now, I've written this down beforehand just like I did before. Or did I? Yeah, ABL I3X. So this is the one from Navigraph as well. But there's a break in that, a Navigraph. Insert that. Now to confirm that, what we can do is we can go to plan mode, go away on menu, plan mode. And we can go up arrow all the way to, it goes each waypoint. Oh, we've got a break there. I'll delete that discontinuity there. So this is the biggest problem I'm having. I deleted that. That's okay. So if you delete it and there's a break in the route, it'll just go to the next waypoint, I believe. So up we go again. We're in the airways here. That's the easiest part, you know. A whole lot of waypoints along the airways. It's taking a while here. Come on. Come on, all the way to Dublin, please. Now, there's our break. There's another break. That should be the arc, right? That is the arc there. And I'm going to tell it to go direct. I think what I'll do is I'll wait till we get there, folks, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go direct to Latmo. And then intercept the ILS from there. Because I don't know why it's doing this. I've updated everything, as far as I'm aware. But there should be an arc across here. You know. So I'll just go direct till we get there. No big deal. So, and I'll show you how to do that. So as you saw, flight ban, I'll just show you this. I can delete it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that. It's going to go straight down here. Okay. So I can delete that discontinuity. I hit the clear button first. Hit on the flight plan discontinuity and hit this insert. It looks like it says temporary there. I don't know what that actually means. There we go. Now if you have a look up again. Go next. See, it's gone all the way down there. But what I can do is go direct to Latma, you know. So I don't know why it's doing that. So this, it's if it's the sim, I don't know. If it's at me and my lack of knowledge, probably. But there you go. So look, we're going to get there. It's a departure I'm worried about. We will get there. And that'll be fine. I just got to be wary this time, folks, because when you apply back pressure on this Fenix, nothing really happens. You got to put it all the way back and nothing happens. So you get an awful hard landing. Is that like the real thing? I don't know. Okay. So that's that settled. Let's get the chat up here now. We'll wing it as we go. Wing it as we go. There we go. We got the chat. We got a few more there. We've got DCS Stux is saying hi to Johnny. Johnny F73 is here with us. Lonely Reaper, and you're chatting amongst yourself. Great. I do. I have discontinuity. We'll see when we get there. Sometimes making mistakes, it helps you learn. John Sleeper, welcome. It's temporary until you push insert. Ah, okay. Thank you. Thank you. That makes sense. Great. Okay, so let's kick off the checklist then, shall we? I must get a real life checklist there, although I'll have to take some things out because it is, you know, single potted after all. Is it a bit dark, the camera there? Oh, no, I think it's okay. Parker brake is set, I know that much. Wipers checked off. Yes, they are. Spoilers are retracted and not armed. Yes. Engine masters off. Yes, they are. Oh, no, they're not. Oh, stop that, Gripper Sim. Check it. Don't say it, check it. There we go. Engine mode selector is set to normal. Thrust levers, let's check those, make sure my actual physical controls. This is what happened to me the other day, okay? Yesterday, I think. I think this is what happened. Because I didn't get time to rewatch it. Okay, so I'm just checking all my detents here. Great. So, when you after takeoff, you go to climb mode, and then the computer now will activate the auto throttle, and everything will, with the flight plan, according to the computer, will follow along nicely. But I think at final yesterday, as I lifted my hand to pull the flaps, you see that? I think I hit one of the throttles, looking for the flaps, or sorry, for the brakes here, for the spoilers, right? And it just happens to be beside the throttle. So I think what happened was I hit that, and I went, "Oh, you disconnected," and it went to climb power, and it screwed up my ILS. Yeah, so be careful. Great. Okay. Thrust levers, flaps retracted, yes they are. Anti-skid, which is up here. They're on. Landing gears checked down, yes it is. And fuel quantity check. Well, let's have a look at the fuel quantity, shall we? Let's add a little bit extra fuel for the possibility of me going around. There we go, that'll do. It's more than enough. Battery master 1 and 2 is on. We've already done that. External power is connected. Strobe lights to auto. Strobe lights to auto. There we go. ADIRS aligned. Yes, they're all aligned there. The ADIRS is these 3 switches here, which I've already done. APU engine fire test. Okay, I won't go to all of those, but this is the actual test to do in the aircraft to make sure that the alarms are working and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot going on there, believe it, when you press that button. Instruments and light displays have already set. Seatbelt sign set to on for the passengers getting on board. Seatbelt on. No smoking sign. Okay, no smoking, fair enough. Oh, okay, all the way to on, please. On. Finicky. Emergency exit signs, let's arm those. Good. And annunciator lights, you can test the annunciator lights. You'll see everything. Well, let me zoom in anymore. Okay. Just the dome light was in the way. So you test all the lights. That's all that is, to make sure the bulbs are working. And then we've got the dome light on. Great. Okay, let's go to the MCD setup and start setting up our computer and the rest of it. Okay, so init page 1. Init 001 if I recall, and I do. Cost index, I'm going to go to 99, so that'll save us some time. We're going to waste lots of fuel, but we'll get there quicker. Cruise, we'll go to 31,000 feet for shits and giggles. There we go. Oh no, that's a little bit too high. We're in space there, folks. So 31,000. Boom. Flight level 310. Minus 38 degrees. Good. Flight plan, we've already checked the flight plan, so we go in here and check it all for discontinuities. RadNav, we know that's already set. It does it automatically. I don't know if it does it automatically in the real world or not, but this is high fidelity flight sim. I don't know. I don't know. Init page 2. Init page 2. Across. Zero fuel weight, center gravity. Okay, so loading the aircraft. You go over here. Go to mass and balance. I'm going to load the aircraft. As per the flight plan we downloaded from SimBrief. So if I hit load aircraft, it gives us an option. Real time, about half an hour, 27 minutes here. 9 minutes or instant. I'm going to go instant. Boom. And there we have our takeoff, zero fuel weight, and our CFG. So 60.77. Now, I'm going to have a look here. See, let's just see here. I'm going to go mass and balance. You see the gates coming over there if you saw that. Let's go to fuel, which also gives us our CFGs here. 29.33. Forward limit and aft limit. 29.33. 69. 29.33. 29. So this is where we should be getting that from. I knew it. So 67.9 I'm going to put in. I always round it up. 67.9. 67.9. Now should I be rounding up the CFG? You know, should I be rounding it up? I don't know. Yes, it's the weight. Okay, 67.9. I'm going to round it up. 67.9. Put a slash in there, and our C of G is 29.3. 29.3. See the format here? Matches here. Boom. Mid fuel planning, that will put in the block fuel for us there. It's just calculating all the fuel. And performance. V1 speeds. V1 speeds, okay, let's get that done. We come out of here. Departure performance. I've got the, oh no, that's not the runway we're using. We're taking off 23 right. So, interesting. 23 right, surface is dry. Flap get fake, I want to take off at one flap. Forced toga, so you got to take off toga. Okay, let's do that. Anti-ice is going to be off, packs are going to be off. Now, which packs this refers to, I don't know. Weather conditions, so we'll hit that there. There we've got our CFG and everything, great. Now, all of this information is going to be when we... This is all related, by the way, you know, we're taking off, you know. If we're taking off, we have an engine failure. Can we stop at the runway, or do we have to keep going? Because you don't want to stop at the runway and come off the end of the runway. So there has to be a decision point whether you're going to keep going or not, right? And so V1, that's what V1 is for. So if I can calculate it... sorry, V1... Yeah, that's what V1 is for. So at after 123 knots, we have to keep going. We're taking off, because we will not stop at the end of the runway, right? V rotation is when we apply back pressure 3 degrees per second to the control column to 15 degrees, and V2 is our takeoff safety speed, so we can fly safely with one engine. And here is our flaps. This is one flap, and we have to trim down 2. I have to remember to do this time because we don't have the hydraulics on. So let's get the APU actually while we're talking about that, because I want to get that going. So I'm going to put the APU on early. Well, let's have a look outside. In fact, we're looking outside. That's right. That's a lasses. We're going to get some ground services just for some eye candy. Give me baggage, give me catering, and that'll do. Because I have everything else connected. So, let's have a listen to the AP starting. You can see it's already starting with that kind of haze at the back of it. It's pretty cool, isn't it? That's pretty cool. It's going to be a nice evening departure. We'll be arriving in Dublin when it's just sunset. See here, there's 2 aircraft there. That might be one of ours spawning in that parking space. I'll tag up here. Yeah, it's the gun, 007. Welcome the gun, 007. He's going to join us, so that's fine. We also have PHBRA with us as well. He's going to kick off and join us. And who else do we have? We've Johnny F73 and Lonely Reaper, the Concorde. I can't see anyone else just at the minute, but it's a nice enough view. So the AP is starting up. Excellent. So the APU is started. I would like to put on the APU bleed. I always have a problem finding it. Air conditioning side, APU bleed is there. It's in air conditioning for some reason. APU started because usually it's down here. See that? There we go. There's all the doors here. There should be a button here for all the doors and stuff. There we go. Cabin doors are open, etc, etc. Very nice. Now that departure is not what I would like. See, that's all windy. How did I miss that? Bugger. And we don't want to do that. Will we try? We let it do it for the laugh, you know? Really? Okay, we'll let it do its thing. We can always hit direct. We'll worry about that when we get to it. That's how we learn. Don't worry, we'll get through it. Now I want to see if I can trim. So I was saying there, flaps 1 down 0.2. Okay. So flaps 1 /G and 0.2. Now, why is this down 0.2? So I have to set the trim here. Now, I'm hoping the hydraulics are active now. No, not quite. So, I don't know. I can't seem to change the trim there manually. Alright. Anyway, the V-speeds. 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3. Damn you. 1, 4, 6. And V2 happens to be the same. 1, 4, 6. As VR. 1, 4, 6, 1, 2, 3. Just double checking. 1, 2, 3. 1, 4, 6, 1, 4, 6. Great. Okay, happy days. I don't know what flex temp is yet. I'll have to look into that. So that's that done. Okay, let us go back and get everything else ready. What's the barometric pressure here? Barometric pressure is going to be in here. It's quicker to do this and get my phone out. No, it ain't. Yes, it is. I'm going to come across here. Departure QNH is 1014. QNH 1014. 104 once. 14 twice. 114 thrice. 1014. 1014. Good. PCD altitude. So I'm going to assume that the transition altitude is 5,000 feet. I just put up to 5,000 feet for the moment. That's all set to manage mode speeds, manage mode heading, manage mode ILS alignment is checked. EFIS arc. Okay, arc 10 miles, fair enough. Flight directors are both on. That's flight director there, FD once and twice over there. And let's get our startup procedures. APU is on. Crew oxygen supply. We've already put on the APU. Crew oxygen supply is here. It doesn't have it modeled for the passengers. Fuel pumps, we'll need those for fuel purposes. We need to get fuel into the engines. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Air conditioning, I'm just going to turn it down. I'm not really concerned, it's a simulator. Navigation lights on. Navigation lights, I can put on nav and logo, I think. And what's APU available? APU bleed. APU bleed is also on. External power off. I always get a bit nervous doing this bit. Okay, because once I didn't wait for the APU and everything shut down, and start all over again. Yeah. Alright, let's get the beacon light on. We're going to head off now very shortly. Beacon light on. Here we go. That's a red light underneath the aircraft telling everybody we're going to start soon. So we are completed with our loading. So let's get everything away because, you know, all those doors were open. And we've got to get rid of the cones and make sure we don't suck any poor NPC into the computer. Yes. So we come back out here. Oh no, we didn't need to do that at all. Ground services. Come on, come on. Don't need the GPU. Get rid of the chocks and cones. Close the door. The doors are all now closed. It also tells you. Just go to my flight there. It also tells you here. So happy days. Engine mode selected to start. Okay, let's get pushback. Let's get pushback. Why did the gate? Okay, the gate did disconnect. Let's disconnect the gate here. I forgot to do that there. Ground services. Throttle jetway. I hit the button. Can I hit it again? Do I have to go up here? No. No, it's gone. Okay, now it's gone. Right. Okay. There we go. There's the gateway there. And let's get pushback. Pushback, please. Connect the tug, please. Let's get engine number 2 started. We put onto ignition start and the switch there, and up and on. We're starting the engines. Engine 2, start fault. Thrust lever not at idle. I love it. You see? So it wasn't at idle. Now it'll start. Now it's gone all green. Now it's kicking off. Very clever. Very, very clever. See how bad things could go. You know, if I had the parker brake off there, because you can't hear anything, I would imagine, in the big airplanes. You know, if the engine started and it goes full power, and if you had the parker brake off, you're in the wall, and that's the end of you. Wow. Very clever. Let's get the pushback going. I can hear the engine starting up. Start the pushback, please. Which way are we gonna go? Which way are we going to go? I don't need to look outside, do I? Interesting. Yeah, we're going to take a... turn up this way. So we're going to put the nose to the left. There we go. Let's start at number 2. Or number 1, sorry. Second engine I meant. Right, first engine's good. There goes one of our boys. Nice. Engine number 2 is kicking off. Let's stop the pushback. Put the parking brake back on. Parking brake is here, by the way. Here. There you go. Let's have a listen to the engine starting. Let's start it. We're pretty much started now. And this is who's joining us. Only reaping the Concorde. PCR part, I think is one of us as well. Welcome. Okay. Now, as our taxiing, let's get those taxi lights on here. I'm going to put on some lights for me as well, because the checklist is actually quite small typeface, and believe it or not, low light is not good for reading sometimes. So I'm going to flick on some lights for myself. Hopefully it's not too bright. There we go. Now I can see everything. If master off, looking nice, start the engines. Engine mode selector back to normal. Back to normal. And we want to switch the APs off. APB comes off first. APB off. And APU off. The master off. Autopilot set. I just have a little note here for myself. And that's all good. Transponder, we're not going to set that yet. Probe window heat. Probe window heat, yeah, that's up here with the icing is. We want that. Spoiler set to arm. Now, all this happens as you're taxiing, you see, I would imagine. Spoilers are armed. Flaps to take off. Flaps 1. Anti-ice is required. Auto brake set. Yeah, let's set the auto brake. This is for the reject takeoff. Auto brake is here. I have it switched to max. I'm not too sure if that's how you do it in the real world. I would just guess so, depending on the conditions. Nav light to taxi. Oh, the lights. Lights all the time. No light to taxi. Runway light turn off, lights on. Parking brakes are off. Weather radar on. Let's click on the weather radar and the predicted wind shear. So the weather radar is here. I'm going to put it on system 1, which it is. And predicted wind shear goes to auto. I'm guessing. Now, I don't know if all this tilt stuff works. I haven't seen the weather radar. I haven't got it working yet, but maybe we'll play with it. Maybe we'll play with it, folks, on the cruise. You know, because some people come on, they know what they're doing, and that's great. That really helps us out. Let's start the chrono for some reason. Takeoff config, depress. Takeoff gun mode, check green. Okay, so let's taxi. We'll try to do some of that mode as we're taxiing. So let's add a little bit of power, make sure we get the parking brake off. And let's add a bit of power. Let's get moving. It's very sensitive on the throttle. There's not a lot of throw, you know. There's not a lot of throw. Thank you very much there, Lufthansa. Who's that? I can't see your tag again. It's so infuriating. I can see everybody else's but yours. So thanks for everyone for joining us. If you want to join us, we're on the North European server. Always the North European server. So I'm going up the kind of northerly end of the runway to take off to the west. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, incidentally, just for S's and giggles. Let's just hold here for a minute. I'll slow down a great deal. Let's get the tower and see if we can get taxi instructions. Press depart to the west. Taxi and hold short runway 2 left using taxiways. Let me write this down. Money. Is this? I better acknowledge before they go nuts. So we want to taxi 2, 3 left using taxi Tango Papa 2 Mike Lima 1. Where are we? You know. So this is where you need Navigograph again. Now you'd kind of plan this. This old sequence we've done, I would say, takes a lot longer in the real thing than it does the same here what I've done. But I just want to get from A to B comfortably this time. I want to get comfortable and fluent with what I know so far. But this, you know, there's a reasonable amount to it. Let's hit this magic button here. Well, there we go. Let's see if we can read these signs here. Oh, I'm not taxiing correctly at all. I'm going to keep that nose wheel on that yellow line. We are on Mike now. Yeah. We're on Mike and then Lima 1. It's just very simple. It's just up the top here, isn't it? Great. Very nice. And the boys. That's Johnny F and Top Gun. Lonely Reapers in the Concorde. So we've got some company today, folks. Okay. The big thing here is, after takeoff, Fruit in the Waits with us as well. He says, I'm glad I don't show up early. I didn't show up early. I know, you know, it takes a while. Maybe I'll see how things go. All these streams are just to see how things go. You know, maybe I'm better off doing one long stream rather than 2. It does take a while to get started, you know. Maybe at one point I'll have the flight plan already in and just kick off the checklist. It's just a question of finding out what people want. It does look like someone's plane is on fire, doesn't it? That's the smoke, and it shouldn't be doing that really. It's probably just a little bit of a bug, that's all I'd say. There we go. So okay, that's everything done. There goes someone taking off. Of course, I can't see their tag. That might be just traffic there. That one is just probably the traffic, I would imagine. Yeah, that's just the real world traffic taking off there. Ruden the Great says, I flew my first stream since SU10 this morning and I need to adjust some settings. Yeah, it's a tough one. Yeah, welcome to the club. You know. Let's get moving here. You could use the whole runway. That's probably where he should have gone off. Lima 3. No, he said Lima 1. Lima 1 here, we're on. Yay! Lima 1, there you go. I think it's a question of just practice really with the taxiing way. Now I know I have a little bit of help in the sim there, but I should really review it first. You know, let's hold here before we can do. We're taxiing very slowly. We want at least the TICAS and the transponder. We want the runway lights, I know that much. Takeoff to the nose light. See, I can be. Jesus, that's how tricky it is. I had to stop there. I didn't want to stop, but I had to stop because it's so tricky doing it. I need to set up some buttons, you know, and I'll do that at some point when I get the time. Nose light, landing light, TCAS, transponder, autopilot, and takeoff config I have written down here. Say that again. Everything's green. We're all good to go. Just for the love of God, gripper sim. Keep a good lookout. Let's get on this runway. Oh, 2, 3, right. Oh, there's 2 of them, of course. Ooh. Was I right to do that? That's left. Oh, it doesn't matter. Shite. See that? Can you imagine being in VAT sim if that happened? So you really got to take your time. You got to plan it all out before you start the stream, because it bore everyone to tears. But you know, can you imagine someone on final there? You know, coming in and you're taking off the wrong runway. Let's not worry about it. It's a lesson learned. Some guy waiting to Spara. PHBRA. Let's go on the runway and get out of here before it gets too dark. Well, it never gets too dark, but you know what I mean. Let's just get going. Remembering to take that power back to climb. Look at those lovely lights, folks. Look at those lovely lights. I'm going to do a Ryanair start here. Kicking off, power up to 50%. Fires with his greetings. And full power, let's go. Toga. No lights, good. No warnings. Let's get on the center line. 100 knots now. 120 knots. Rotate. 15 degrees, please. Positive brake gear up. Following the flight director. Taking back to climb power now. To 10th back to climb power. Autopilot on. Flaps aren't coming up yet. Not too early. Alt L for a light in your head, by the way. Very dark in here. I thought I had the dome light up full. Let's not get distracted. Have I got the thrust climb? No. Have I? Just not. Yes. Yeah, we're not going to bust the altitude. We're going to let it go above. What's that speed? We let the flaps. We can't go above 230. Okay, so I don't want to stuff everything up by taking up the flaps too early. So we're going to climb it straight ahead, and we're going to do that weird windy thing. I might do a direct here. Let's go a direct to Netflix, because this nonsense here. Going all over the place, or even further out. Let's go direct to Netflix. Now we got... Oh no, I didn't get rid of Spaghetti Junction, did I? Let's go direct to Sonby. Hopefully that'll get rid of all that nonsense. There we go. Going direct to Sonby. Oh, I didn't put the constraints on. Bother. Good. So that's how I fix that. That spaghetti junction there, I don't know why. That'll save some minutes. That will save a bit of time. Let's take the flaps up. Flaps coming up. We're not past 250 knots. We're coming to 5,000 feet. I'm going to presume that's the transition altitude. We've got 1,000 feet to go. We've got to keep concentrating here because I've another bit to go. Because you know when I'm chatting. You know when I'm chatting, folks, I forget stuff and things don't happen. Okay, let's say we're cleared up to a flight level now. Let's put it up to 30,000 feet just for shits and giggles. 30,000 feet. Put it into managed mode. Let's switch to standard on 1 and 2. Standard is set. After takeoff checks gears up. Yeah, no lights as well. And flaps are up. Spoilers disarm. Spoilers disarm. Boom. Thrust is set to climb, thank God. Yeah, because you know what happens when I don't do that. Autopilot is already on. Nose light and runway lights off. So nose light. Nose light is off. Off. And runway turn off lights off. They come off at 10,000 feet. So climb. We've set our barometric altitude. We'll wait till you get... Oh, yeah, okay, we're cleared up. Sorry. I think it's when you're cleared up to flight level. We're past the transition anyway. Oh, that's American. American's 10,000 feet into the transition level. Anti-ice is required. Safety belt signs off. Safety belt signs off. Okay, let's let them run around and go absolutely crazy. The cockpit. Safety belt signs off. There we go, folks. We're off. We're in the air, and everything's looking dandy. Let's have a look at the comments. Let's get some nice viewage. So that was an okay departure. I had a little bit of a problem there with Spaghetti Junction. You see the runway, we're probably too far on. So I think I got the departure okay there. I can't complain. Now the cruise is a little bit long. The cruise is in all fairness a little bit long. I'll get my camera off just temporarily for entertainment, well, for eye candy purposes really. Boom. And we'll have a look at the comments. Oh, where's that thing I have? Oh dear. Let's have a look at the comments. We're going to go back in now and do our cruise checks. I'm looking at Twitch first, just to see if there's anything interesting anyone has to say. Thank you, Johnny F. You're telling me I have a discontinuity there. I got that. A first time chat from Crispy Crisp. Crispy Crisp, very nice name by the way. Crispy Crisp. He says you can turn on the external electrics from on to available, so the ground engineer doesn't get any arcing when he disconnects external power. Oh, okay. So you can turn the external electrics from on to available, so the ground engineer doesn't get some arcs. Okay, interesting. How do you know that? FU Max. Oh, sorry. Also, India Tango Yankee 2728. Itty 2728. Welcome. FU Max. Welcome as well to you. He says, Gripperson, the reason why there's a gap when coming into Dublin, the arc part you talked about, you're not selecting VIS after putting in the arrival. So, for example, you should select A, B, Alpha Bravo Lima 13 X-ray. Then, if you look on the screen, a couple of buttons up, you'll see approach V. Select that button to the right, then you put on the. Okay. Okay, there's more to it. Yeah. I see. Does that mean a Navigraph there you're talking about? I have read your message, FU Max. Thank you for taking the time. So I have to spend... Okay, we'll have a look at Navigraph now in a second. Let's go to YouTube comments. We'll play with it, okay? Well, quite a lot of you on YouTube there. I hope you're all doing well. I'm scrolling up a little bit. John Sleeper, welcome. Dave McAvoy. I think I said hello to you already. Dave McAvoy. I'm just reading the people on the chat, folks, really saying hello. Tucker Fingas, welcome back. You push 69, not 67.9. Now, no fairness. You see, I went up here. I hit the fuel. Is that with regards to the weight? 69 by 67.9, so look. Oh, that screen's gone. Can I not get it back? Anyway, Tucker, I could have very well done that. I don't know. Okay. That's the next time that's happened. Let's disconnect the autopilot on me. And I'm wondering why. Why I disconnected. That happened to be an approach, and during the approach it added flying power. So I've got to keep an eye on. What did I do with my hand? I'm hitting something somewhere. Like I'm playing with the throttles here, and you know I really have to put them out the tent. So God knows what I hit. Is there something else at the controller here? Ah, there we go. There's my problem, folks. I found out what my problem is. Ah, look at this. This is what happened yesterday. This is what happened yesterday. I didn't switch off. Sorry, I have to get off my seat. Oh, it's doing something it shouldn't be doing. What I've done there is I also have my Thrustmaster Warthog throttles engaged, and I'm resting my elbow on them. Sorry about that, I just have to get off my seat temporarily there. There's a little bit of a disaster going on here at the moment. No, sorry. Be quick here. Look here. Hottest throttle quadrant. Where is it? Yeah, there you go. There's my problem. Disable that. Now, yeah, so that's the thing. So I'm resting my elbow on the a different set of throttles, and they were engaged. So that's why. That's the mystery solved, folks. That's the mystery solved. Thank God for that. So we're all safe now, and that could easily happen to be an approach. So there you go. There you go, folks. Back to the comments now that little emergency's over. Please stop chewing. I have to get producer Button's cam working again, because if you saw what's going on here, you'd be in stitches. You'd be going, oh my God, she's going absolutely ape now, and I wouldn't mind, but I just fed her. And she's not pleased. Yeah, good dog. Just be good and stay around like your tail. Mike on YouTube. Oh yes, I remember this from yesterday. Mike on YouTube's asking me. Do you still have your teeth? Yeah, we'll talk about that now. Finally, he says, I got on Discord and had a quick exchange of banter with QR Pirate. Next time I looked at the feed, I had my account disabled. Email said I broke 7 times. I give up. Oh, why would your account be disabled? Let's have a look at that. I got Discord. Next time I looked at the feed, account disabled. Email said I had broken terms. Well, I can enable that for you again, I'm sure. You know? Sorry about that. Right, folks. Discord. Should I get a notification, surely? Or maybe there is one on my phone. Now, what's your name on Discord, though? That's not very friendly, is it? Mike on YouTube. I'm going to presume it's Mike on YouTube, is it? I never heard that before. DCS Ducks, do you know anything about that? Are you online with this there, or? I'm just looking at the other screen here, see if the Discord thing goes. Okay. Right. Yeah, I don't know where. Do just give me your Discord name there, and I'll see what we've got there, like on YouTube. Can you do that? Just confirm your name on Discord. Hopefully it's the same as your chat here. Good talk. Rob goes with us as well. ATC, you're talking about ATC there. ATC will add a whole new dimension to this, folks. It'll be so much more difficult. I think you need to be able to fly this very confidently. Do you see? I mean, after takeoff, it's very busy. On approach, it's very busy. Lots of lights, switches to be done. Lots of stuff to happen and things. And even if, I mean, look, in the real thing, right? You got to remember, right? You've got it's tactile. You know where to put your hand and flick switches, and you can do it very fluently. I've watched them do it in the sim, and they're so fluent, it doesn't take any capacity. Now, when I say capacity, sorry, I'll put the camera back on here. Mike and YouTube, don't forget to come back to me now and just confirm your Discord name there, and we'll see. And if I don't fix it now, I probably won't be able to fix it next. I'm doing this. But if DCS Ducks is there, I think there's a few moderators there on the channel that might know how to sort that out for you. You shouldn't be kicked off like that, you know. Maybe Discord itself doesn't like cursing words or something, I don't know. So yeah, it's very tactile in the cockpit. You know, I mean, if I'm flying the Cessna or a Cessna 72 or Light Twin or something, it's kind of tricky in the sim because you're using the mouse and it makes a real difference. Now, with the weather, with ATC, which is really a brilliant add-on, I can't be tactile with this. You know, I can't just reach up my hand, look quickly and flick on a light. I'm going to do this. This way, looking at the lights, I'm going to switch the light on here. You know? So that's... You see how long it took me to do that? Switch off the main lights there, you know? So it's a tricky one. It is a tricky one. 25,000 feet now. We're bombing along. Let's have a look at the flight plan. Flight plan. We 537 miles. I chose a very long flight, didn't I? Let's go to init. And I've got the cost index at 99. Can I put it at 110 or something? Or 150? I don't think that's going to make a difference. Let's give us full power anyway. It'll get there as fast as possible. We can't go any faster than... it looks like 335 knots. Then we're approaching V&E. But as we climb, we'll accelerate. Certainly when we level off. We've only got 2,300 feet to go, roughly. Our top of descent now is just here. SPL standing for, I don't know, but I know that's the top of descent. There's a TCAS there. There's another aircraft. We're catching up with them. And there are 8,000, or is it 800 or 8,000 feet? Welcome to, and I'm sorry that didn't display in the screen there. It does that the first time. Doesn't display the first person, and that's someone who followed there. That's Al Al Jamadi 14. Al Jamadi, welcome. Welcome to the madness. Don't forget to hit the like button, folks, if you're on YouTube. I don't know what the equivalent is on Twitch. There must be a like button there somewhere. Or, you know, you can follow us if you're interested in it. And I'm glad Ali Mahed, is it 14 or something like that? I'll call you Ali if you don't mind. It's easier for me. Welcome to the madness. Ali Mac Ham. It's very, I can't pronounce that. So there you go. Cruise checklist, not yet. Let's see where we are in Navigraph. Let's keep Navigraph on for you. Oh yeah, we're going to play with Navigraph maybe. So this is what I had. This is what I thought I had, but it wasn't on the FMS, the departure. So I was expecting to see the arrival here for ABL I3X, you know, and it didn't have it in the flight computer. Yeah. Now where are we on the airways? Oh, that was the wrong flight plan. That was a different one. That was a different one. Yeah, well, that was the one I was doing before. That was the wrong airport, but that's my problem, the gap here. So, that's no problem. I can get rid of that discontinuity, which I did. So it's going straight from here to here now, to Latma. There's another aircraft going ahead of us there, look. Oh! That is so cool, isn't it? It's crossing above. Here we go, nice view. Back to the comments. Let's see if Mike and YouTube came back to us. Mike and YouTube, did. Can't chat too much in VR behind you, red cap. Logged in as Mike304. No cursing. Okay, I believe you. Said Discord looked Toys R Us though. What's wrong with that? See, sometimes these automated AI it's pathetic. Mike and YouTube, no one actually went in. No physical human being is going to go in there and cancel you unless you're really out of order, you know. And a constant pain in the neck. Everyone's very friendly in our Discord, so it's got to be the AI made a mistake, you know. So I'll have a quick look. It's something that hasn't come up before, I have to admit. Let me see if I search your name here. Control V. Any notifications? Oh, I can't see you there. Notification. I don't see any notifications here. Maybe if I send you another invite. I'm going to send you another invite, and anyone can join, by the way. You can all use this, I believe. So try this invite. I'm just stopping in the dark a little bit, but maybe if I invited you, it'll come back through there again, Mike and YouTube. You know. Rude the Great says, I only do VR and it's top notch. It is. I'd love to do VR. VR is fantastic once you get it working, but it drives me mad because, you know, you have to have all these programs running. Now, I'm being a bit picky, I guess. Once you get it working, it's fine, but you got to start it up. You have to have some Windows program running. You have to have Steam Labs running. and all this stuff running just to get it working. I just want to put the headset on and go, you know, and that's the problem with VR. It's not a big problem, but it's a pet peeve with me. But I just want it, just stop bothering me and ask me questions. I just want it to work, you know. That's all there is to it. DCS Ducks here is saying, I have seen that Mike 304's comments are marked as likely spammed, but I can't find any option for the user to disable that. Maybe it's to do with the Discord and not the channel. Yeah, it's definitely to do with Discord. No one would throw you off, you know, Mike and YouTube. It's definitely Discord. So I'm going to look into it here as we're kind of going. Lonely Reaper's going over as well. Oh, DCS Ducks is telling me about the transition levels in Germany. Are departing on Q and H. Okay. Okay, they're very, yeah. A nice view there of the aircraft above, isn't it? You can partially see the stars there. Now, how cool is that? That looks really very cool, folks, doesn't it? It looks a little bit upside downy for you. First time chat from Lima 34567889. I have a question. Where can you see the full distance on the FMC and the A320? Okay, I think I know this one. Lima, I'm going to call you Lima, okay? Hopefully you're still on, Lima. Sorry for the delay in answering you. The total distance remaining, I'm assuming. So what you do, you go to the FMC. Let me just fix my view here because I screwed it up there, didn't I? There we go. So go down to the FMC. Just hit flight plan. So here it's saying that this is 473 miles remaining. Okay. Now, as for the time, that's another one with me. Oh, there's the time. Is that the arrival time? 18:27 UTC? Yeah, that's the arrival time, 18:27. There you go. My arrival time is saying, if I can see it here, it's saying 18:19. Close enough. So that is the UTC time we arrive, and that's the distance, which is great. Does that answer the question there, Nima? Let's have a YouTube chat there. Ah, yeah, Read the Great says, ha! I think I know this one. Oh gosh, here comes the dog. Just stand by here, folks, because the dog's gone behind the wires, and this is just really unfair to me. I'm going to step out and give the dog a treat, okay? Gently. Right, sorry about that, folks. I was bribed again, because what happens is, if you're new to the channel, just use your buttons, goes behind the cables, and one of them is loose and I can't find it, or whatever she does, she disconnects one of the USB cables and it stops the stream. Yeah. Yep. F2 Max is back in. You're back at the I'm back in the MCDU. Max says. Great. Lima says, yeah, but how can you see the current distance? Now, when you say the current distance, I'm presuming you're saying the distance to the airport, and that's what that is, as far as I'm aware. Now, Lima was saying, F2, I'm back in the MCDU. Don't know what that means there. Yes, I've Rude the Great, I'm back. No one was driving there, I just stepped out of the room for a minute. Where was I there before I said, yeah, I answered that question, and I said, yes, I know, I think I know this one. Yeah. Now, I'm going to go back to my old ways there now and see, I need to learn one new thing every day. Oh, Skyhawk61 says, yeah, when you stepped out there to give Buttons a thing, I could hear you telling her, gentle, I sound like with my dog. Oh, your dog's name's Honey. Very good. Lima, that answered your question. See, it's starting to become useful to people, you see? That little thing there. And oh, Lima is following. Thank you, Lima. Join us, Lima, and the flights. You know, I do pop out from time to time. There's Lonely Reaper, for example, in the Concorde. I'll pop out here. Right, you can follow us on the North European server. Just make sure you're in the North European server. Let's have a look around and see who's with us now. Now, there's a lot of other people flying around. I wonder could I set it to friends only? You know? Johnny F73 is with us. Red Cap's with us. And PHBRA, Bra, is with us. He's in the A320 as well. No, Johnny F is in the 737. We also have looking around. Lonely Reapers there. There's Red Cap there. So we have a lot more on Sundays. Look at all the contrails. Sorry, I have to keep straightening the camera. Look at all the contrails. I don't know if you can see them there on your screens. So I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 contrails, 8, 9, 10, 11 off the distance. And this is the traffic that you'll see on the actual real air traffic, apparently. So it's fascinating the way it mixes them all up. There's another one with the contrails behind it. It's busy up here. You know? It's Johnny F. It's all good. Right, let's do some cruise checks, shall we? Okay, so I need to learn something new today. One thing, if even a minimum of one thing, and I haven't learned anything new today, so we'll just do the cruise checks and then we'll worry about that. Okay, cruise checks, XCOM check weather. Okay, let's put the weather in, so at least we have something in for our approach. You can get the weather. I'm going to use my phone because it's all the same. I'm getting the real world weather off my phone. I use an app called Aero Weather. In one word, you look it up in the App Store. We are going to Dublin, obviously. Echo India Delta Whiskey. Boom. Oh, it's not good weather in Dublin, folks. I can tell. I don't know if you can see this. A lot of lines. One look at that, you know there's a lot of lines. F2 Max. One thing to learn is the approach VIAS on the MCD. Okay, hold that thought and I'll put the weather in, okay? Hold that thought, I'm going to put the weather in. So, approach, it's not going to change too much. I just want to take the load off. QNH in Dublin is at the moment 1010. Temperature 11 degrees. Surface wind of the ground at 6 meters. I believe it's measured at 6 meters. Am I wrong? 250 at 15, gusting. 250 at 15. Can I put gusting in here? I'm going to try it. Gusting 25. I just want to try there something. No, that's not going to work. Okay. Only accepts numbers. There's the wind. Transition level is 5,000 feet. Okay, great. I'm going to put the radio to 200. No, don't go behind there, please. No. Come over here, please. Just some buttons. Come away from there, please. Come away. Good dog. Oh, she's getting very active now. I thought she'd settle down after a big feed. But no, she hears me talking to myself and she goes ballistic. Yeah, so it's kind of windy and I'll give you the weather here. In Dublin, issued on the 5th at 1700 Zulu. Winds are 250 at 15, gusts of 25 knots, varying 210 to 280. 10k or more visibility, moderate showers of rain, few clouds of 15,000 feet scattered. 2,200 feet CBs, temperature 11.2.10, QNH 1010, temporarily 4,000 meters visibility. That's what it is there now. So I like bad weather in the sim. It pleases me greatly. Now, okay, FU2 Max. One thing to learn is approach. Now, where do I go to that? How do I... I'm not getting you, and it's not your fault. So if we go into approach, I'm guessing. I'm going to go to flight plan. Let's go to FMC. Oh, MCDU. Go to the MCDU menu. Okay. MFC. Here. FMC. And then I think you mean... It's typing, I think. MCDU. Let's see if I think I know what he's saying here. Going to flight plan. Approach. Approach here maybe, or arrival? No. The MCDU. No, go to the arrival part when programming the arrival. Okay, great. Flight plan. Boop. Boop. Okay, from here then. Oh, this guy here. What does that mean? MCDU is the thing you're putting in the data. That's the computer. So here's what you said. Approach Vazis. What is that? What is that though? Clicked on it. So what is that? Why don't I know about this? So let me go back here. Let's get this back in my head. Boom. Arrival. Boom. Usually I go in here. Oh, via. Approach via. Okay, and that's a waypoint. These are waypoints. Okay, so that's why there was a gap then. Okay, great. So in future, let us get, for example, yeah, I get you. Let's open up Navigraph here. Another graph. Flight plan here. Now that's going to confuse things even more, I think. And actually, to be fair, one thing I did not do is I didn't go in here and check it. I was trying to I'd like to take it off from here in one place. You know, I think that's where I was. Bags over there, 3 left. So I could go, okay, I get you. If that gap's there, I can go in here and switch it from there. No, it will not be in SimBrief. It will be on Navigraph. You need to decide. Okay, so it's either one or the other. It's either Navigraph or SimBrief. I'd love to use Navigraph only because, first of all, I pay for it. And second of all, how do I load it in? Do you know? I don't know. I didn't see an option. Maybe there is an option. Let me have a look here. So what you're saying, FU Max, is it's either SimBrief or Navigraph. I need to decide. Okay, it's one or the other, and that's what I'm taking from that. Okay, great. So let's go here. So I'd rather use Navigraph. Can I actually load the flight plan from Navigraph into this machine? I didn't even think of that, to be honest with you. As far as I'm aware, when I went in here, can I load a flight? Can I load one in from the computer? Add departure, add destination and route. Oh wow! Import rate from SimBrief. I just didn't look. Okay, so I've learned a new thing. Thank you to FU Max. So I need to play around with this a little bit more and maybe load it from. I can load it from SimBrief and I can edit it here. You know, I'll have to play around with that on my own a little bit longer. Seeing now as I'm in the air, it would be unwise for me to start pricking around our flight plan, wouldn't it? So we're 357 miles. I have to admit to you all, I did choose. It's a little bit of a long route because what are you doing in the cruise? You're just sitting here, you know, approaching the coast of England. It looks like. So FU Max says use SimBrief for the route. Import it into Navigraph. In Navigraph, you can decide what app view you want. Okay. 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 Lonely Reaper's doing a manual cruise. Nice one. I think that was you flying by. Was that you flying by, Lonely Reaper? Was that you? I'm just guessing here. Let's tag up. No, it won't show the tag. It showed the tags from miles away. Oh, it was red cap. Okay, it was red cap. Approaching the coast of England now. I'll have to shorten the routes because it's just too long. I'd rather do, folks, right? Here's how I'd rather play it in future now, and it's my mistake. This is a long route. Well, this is the route I'm doing here. Let me just go to flights here and just clear that. Can I clear that? Unload. I would rather, with the time, rather than being in the cruise, I'd rather do 2 quick routes because it's busy and things are happening, you know. So that was a bit of a long route, but not much longer to go, really. We have maybe 40 minutes left in the flight, 40 odd minutes. Let's have a look now at YouTube chat here. Oh yeah, Rudin the Great was saying I only do VA4 and it's top notch, just the last one left. Contrails, yes, the contrails are here. Rudin. Rudin says they start automatically when you... Now, folks, by the way, if you hear me talking about chat and you can't see it there, I'm going back first of all to catch up, and I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, so I'll tell you which one I'm reading off. Anyway, lots from Rudin the Great here. I have noticed the trails behind the other planes in update 10, so I got that going for me, which is nice. Oh yeah, I read that already. Okay, read that. Digital Flight and VR, greetings. How are you getting on? Read the Great there is saying hello to you. And Read the Great then says, hey, he's not really paying attention to YouTube chat. I know, I wasn't, was I? I was not paying attention to YouTube chat. I'm sorry, I'm going back and forth and trying to learn new things as well. I do pay attention to it, but only at certain times, obviously, you know. Then Phil says, Read the Great, has anyone told you that that you're a star? Read the Great. Yes, many people have told me that. You want me to put that on the list. Okay, great one. That's very good. I'll done. Yeah. So here we are. We're approaching the coast of England. Watch out for any, I don't know, fires. You know, protests, fires. People going crazy with the way things are going off in the UK. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. People are upset. First you had Boris, and then you had... look, I don't know much about what's going on, so I shut my mouth. All good. Now, FU2 Max, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. It's odd because I'd like to... I know I'm streaming an awful lot this winter now. Whether I'll change it from 2 streams to 1 big one, I don't know. I have the time at the minute, so you'll all let me know, you know. But for sure... Oh, Tom Carvery just subscribed. Oh, Tom, thank you very much for subscribing on YouTube. Sorry, Toby Carvery, welcome. Welcome to the Madness. Welcome, Tom. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, this is too long a flight. Okay, so I want short hops, busy, short cruises. You know, even 10 minutes of the cruise is enough, but I chose a long one there because, to be honest with you, I got back from the dentist and I said, oh, that'll be fine, I'll do that one. No, it wasn't. So the dentist. I have to say, right, with regards to going to the dentist, I hate it. Everyone hates it. You know, what they can do these days is quite remarkable, really. I remember when I was younger. Oh, what was that? Did you see that? That was a big bump there. So why did the simulator decide to give me a big bump? Maybe the weather, the wind changed. That's what happened. The wind, they've updated the wind, I would say, you know. So we're 30,000 feet. We want to descend. We're 315 miles an hour. We're chopping it along. Let's have a look at some plates here for Dublin. Let's go in here. And let's have a look at Dublin's weather, or weather, the approach for the ILS. Using 2.8. I like using the ILS. I'm not too sure about Ornov. So we want to come in at 3,000 feet. Happy days. And I'm going to do that now. Now, actually, F2 Max, I'm going to ask some questions there if you're still around later on. Anyway, you're still... F2 Max is... and it does tell you on the routing part of the sim brief, lower down the pages, what approach to use. But we will leave that for another day. And you know what, FG2 Max? Yes, I did find that out. I did discover that, and I think this is it here. And you know what? I decided I'd play with Navigraph and try Navigraph. Where is SimBrief? You're saying here. Now, it didn't give me a departure, I don't think. But oh, I didn't look in the right place, did I? I didn't look down here at the routing. Is that what you're saying? So... I don't know if that's the approach back, so I think that's a waypoint from memory. But this could be a departure here. And this is where I should be coming to. Am I right? Let me know. Lower down than that. Okay, let's get it back up again. Weights. Terrain. Flight log. Position. This is a lot of stuff in here. Dusseldorf. Lower down. Flight log. Okay, this is it. Is this all the waypoints here? That's it, at the end. Oh god. The wind information. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, that's what I put in VR. So, apart from the sim, I need to understand this a bit better. Is what the key thing is. I might grab someday. Oh, it's got to be on YouTube. Yeah, there's a lot in this. Paxel. What is all this? These are all coordinates, long feet. A lot of stuff going on here. Okay, I was under the impression you got it up here. So anyway. See where it says Opnu? No, actually I don't. This is not a bit. Can I just go up here and see? Oh, no. Oh. Routing. It doesn't have Opno here. So it's not there. It's down where you said. The routing. Like lock. No, I can't see Opno there on this part. Left side. Yeah, here. Oh, around here somewhere. On my block. Oh, there it is. There, you big dummy. Okay, I found it. Brilliant. Via Opno. Hi, Candy. Okay, let's see how we got to go. We have 278 miles to go. We're going to start descending at around about 197,000 feet or 100. Oh, sorry, I'm going to start descending at 97 miles out. Or 100. What's the difference? I want to get down early though. I want to make sure I get down and early. But what I'm doing here is I'm doing a very basic check. Dummy check. Oh yeah, here's the next question. Here's what I'm doing here. So I'm taking 30. I'm multiplying that by 3. Right? And that gives me 90. So 30,000 feet. 30 multiplied by 3, which is 90. 90 miles. So I descend 90 miles out and at 10. So that's 100 nautical miles out. But our base altitude for the ILS is 3, so 97 miles out. And that should match up. Now here's the thing, while I have you, I'm shouting at the screen. For you, Max. Shouting at the screen. Here's the question I have for you, Max, right? So now we're at our cruise. It's not managed anymore, right? So if I put my altitude down to 3,000 feet, okay? This is what I'm going to do. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm going to put my altitude down to 3,000 feet. It's not going to descend now because it's not in managed mode, right? So that's for the we enter the ILS. Okay, whatever altitude we're clear to, let's say. Okay. Now, when the descent point comes up, which is, it's a little arrow pointing down. See that little arrow here? It's a little white arrow there. That's when I start to descend. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to see the, now what's the name? There's a little dot coming here now. It's like a profile dot. It comes for the speed and the rate of descent. It's a little green dot that comes along the altitude tape here, right? So when it comes down, I'm going to hit up arrow here to press the button in, and then it'll follow the profile down. So that's what I'm planning, and I'm wondering, is that the right way to do it? That's what I did the last few times. So that's the thing. We're a good few miles. I wonder if we climb up a little bit. No? Get there quicker. I should have done that a long time ago. I should have gone up higher, really, to get there shorter, in a shorter amount of time. Crispy Chip says, no, you will not automatically descend. You need to initiate the descent by pushing the altitude knob. It will follow the profile dot. Thank you, Crispy Chip, and FAU Max. Thank you for your help, guys. So that's the right way to do it. Happy days. I'm happy with that. I had it in my head at the beginning, oh, it'll do it all automatically. You know, so that's kind of like the 737, isn't it? Thank you, FU Max. You guys are great. You're heroes of the day. FU Max and Crispy Chips, you're the heroes of the day. You're indeed the heroes of the day. So let me just go in and remind myself here. We go into boom, approach, arrival, and approach via. That's why there was a gap. Happy days. Okay, I'm just going to take off my camera here, so I'm going to have some of my something to eat there. Just a little snack. Boom. Let's have a look around and see if there's something else I can learn here. So yes, the dentist, that's where I left off there, right? The dentist. Actually, before that, I was talking about the throttle. Yeah, that's... Make sure, and that's what I did yesterday, that's what screwed up my approach. I have 1, 2, 3 sets of throttles. I have the Thrustmaster HOTAS, I have the Airbus Thrustmaster, and I have the Honeycomb. So I left the Airbus, the Thrustmaster throttle on activated, and I have my elbow resting on it. I don't know if you can see it though. Let me see if I can get you to see it. See it there? Yeah, there we go. So see the HOTAS there? I have that, and my elbow's resting on it like that, you know, my forearm. So I just did that a little bit. I must have moved it. And of course that's what happened on my approach yesterday. That's what happens on my approach. And that's what screwed up my approach on final. You know? That's the thing. So I'm relieved because I was going, what have I done? What am I doing? Everything's going so well. So it's a problem solved. Yeah, the dentist. So yeah, we know no one likes the dentist. What can you do? We all have to go through it. But it's amazing what they can do these days. DCS Ducks, if only there was a software to automatically switch between profiles per plane. Yes, DCS Ducks. I'd be surprised if there's no one saying in the wish list for Microsoft Flight Simulator that would you please match the controls you set up for the aircraft, right? So in X-Plane, you set your controls up for each airplane, and no matter what airplane you went to, SPAD does that. Yeah, I don't want another add-on, you know. I have too many add-ons, DCS Ducks. Now I understand that's a me thing, but I got so many add-ons here running. Like we have to have a separate add-on for the Fenix. You know, I've got to have add-ons for this, that, and the other, and it's just a me thing. Now maybe, you know, they'll do it eventually, you know. It's a quality of life update. But I bet you it's on the wish list. But I have to say, it's coming along really well, Microsoft Flight Sim. They haven't left it alone. They're updating it all the time. And if anyone is watching this and they don't have it, and you're into flying, you can't go wrong. It's a good investment, you know. And I think it's a good thing to it's okay, you know, it's better than playing Space Invaders is what I'm trying to say. It's more challenging with your brain. Let's put it this way, there was some signs that with older people who used to play Patience, the card game. You ever see any your older relatives playing Patience in card games? That keeps you very much cognitively healthy. And I would say it's just the same with this. Certainly with FATSIM. Now, we're not old, obviously, but we will be one day. And we'll all be sitting here with our grey hair and our canes and our knee problems. We'll still be playing Flight Simulator, you know? And I think it's good for you. We're not running around just shooting people blindly like in Call of Duty or something like that. So I think it's good for you. Obviously too much of anything is not good for you. It's like a parent came into the flight school one day and she was saying, yeah, my son has Flight Simulator. I'm thinking of getting it for him, but I think it might be bad for him. He's mad into flying. I don't want him playing with the computer all day. And I said, well, okay, if he wants to be an airline pilot, it's a bloody great tool for him to have. Hands down, it's a no-brainer. And I said, and he loved this. He was watching this conversation. He's about 14 or something. And I was saying it's a no-brainer. He's going to learn how to fly before he even gets. He's going to learn so much about that chosen career he wants. Before he gets into it, he'll know more than most. So let him at it. You know, have at it. Unless you want him to go out drinking in the bushes late at night. You know, because that's what happens as well. First time chat in focus. You, that YouTube guy, like the fighter jet dog fights and stuff. I don't know. In focus. I don't know. I tell you which guy I am though. Just briefly because I'm eating here while I'm talking to you. I'm this guy here. I don't think I'm that guy. I did one or two very small videos in DCS World. But the fighter jet dogfight. No, it's not me. No. There's a few of them actually. I just switched the camera off temporarily. There's a few of them, and they're really, really good for DCS World. But welcome in focus. No, that's okay. Don't be confused. That's fine. There's no need to say you're bad. That's no problem at all. We all make mistakes here of all sorts, believe me, and so do I. Aiden Plays Games is now following. Aiden, welcome. Delighted to have you. Aiden Plays Games is giving us a wave there. Remember, everybody, if you're watching here, you can join us not only on the Discord. Let me give you an invite here. I think this will work an invite. Tell me if it doesn't work. There's a link there. And for YouTube, there is a link there. Just look up Gripper Sim on Discord. Alright, there's the links. Also, you can friend me on Flight Sim itself. Not an Xbox though. Go into Flight Simulator and look for Gripper Sim. And you can friend me there. But you don't need to do that. But you just go onto the North European server and fly along with us. You can just join us. Like, for example, now we have... if I get the tags up now, I have to activate the screen first. Sometimes I won't give you the tags. There we go, there's some there. There are other people. I don't know if they're with us though. I get to know them. For example, I can read... where are they gone? I think they're having a tea. It's been a long flight. We're leaving the coast of England now. I better get ready. Why won't my guys kick in their tags? Fallen Up is with us. He's a member of the channel, and I know that much. There's Lonely Reaper in the Concorde. You know, so you can just fly along with us. And the Sunday stream is great fun. We have loads of us on the Sunday stream. And we just do VO4 stuff. And, you know, there's no... where is that going? Okay, I'm going to shorten the trip. Let me have a look here. So there's no... oh god, I embarrassed myself business at all. I mean, look what I'm doing. Oh, here's me sitting on YouTube. Okay. There's a problem here. There is a problem with my flight plan. So it's going to Bagso. What's doing the arc? It doesn't look like an arc from here. Maybe it is. Now, I would like to put out this waypoint here. See that waypoint, Alvin? Yes, Adrian plays games. It's multiplayer, absolutely, very much so. Very much so. Going all the way down to Albon, that's what I'm wondering. Can I cut that out? I'm going to delete Albon. Oh dear. Oh, I just go with it. Okay, I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go with it. Crispy Chips on Twitch says, how many miles to run from your MCD you should descend with altitude times 4, 120 nautical miles out. We are 182 now. Digital flights, Flight and VR says, do you mean like, well, Gripper, what add-on do you use for the runway lights? I've no add-on for the runway lights. There's no add-ons at all. It's just Microsoft Flight Sim, no? Or am I misunderstanding you? I'm a little bit confused here, folks. This is telling me to send out here. That seems very close to me. Okay, let's go there, but I have come back from England and come over the coast from Wicklow, maybe. And then it joins. Maybe I'll just go with it, okay? I'll just go with it. If anyone sees anything wrong, let me know. Oh yeah, how many miles to run? Yeah, I said that. 173. Oh yes, Clappy D, sorry. The green lights guide you on the runway. Yes, okay. So you saw those very subtle lights when I was taxiing out then, right? I looked up on flightsim.to. There is one on flightsim.to. There is ones anyway with FlightSim, right? But they're big, cumbersome things. So here's the first thing. I don't hit the escape button because pause it soon. It might mess it up, but you can, if you go into assistance settings, let me get my camera back here. If you go back into assistance settings in the main menu, now if you hit escape and you go into options and assistance settings, it'll have under nav options, it'll have taxiway markers. But they're big cumbersome things. So what I did was, because they're so obvious, I then went in flightsim.to. Let's see if I can find them here. Flightsim.to. Come on. No, I'll just do search here on the other screen when I find it. Taxi. Why is it taking so long to load up? There we go. There we go. So it's a taxi ribbon. See this here? That's the one. Just type in taxi. Oh, there's another big bump again. Taxi ribbon. Subtle taxi ribbon in flights of Botio. And that kind of, I was hoping it wouldn't give it away. But yeah. It won't work for Vatsim, which is a bummer. Vatsim, you just have to know your stuff, because he's going to go taxi Alpha Bravo Charlie 2 cross runway 26 left for Lima 2 and go on, and you're going where and the mother of God. So before you go into Vatsim, you got to know taxiways really and look it up. You know, that's the problem with it. So hopefully that helps you. It is a nice sunset. It is indeed up here. There's someone in the dark star, I'm guessing. XHRZYBXNN. Crispy Chick says, if the cockpit is too dark, the dome light switch on the right of the APU master. Yeah, it is a bit dark, isn't it? It's always been dark, and I thought I switched that on. Perhaps not. Dome light. Yeah, I have it on bright. And you know what? There's the dome light there, look. Now that's off. Look how dark it looks. I mean, maybe it's just, you know. But I have it up to max. Where is it now? There it is. Well, so the dome light's on bright. Right, not up anyway. So it is quite dark, so I have my torch on, but it doesn't light in there very much. But I guess it's realistic, I suppose, you know. Here's another bump. We're getting into dodgy weather, I guess. You know? I'd like to start descending. Let's just say we're cleared down to 15,000 feet. Let's for shits and giggles. I'm going to hit it up. And that goes into manage mode. No. Why won't it go into manage mode? That's very strange, isn't it? Why? You know, when I flew the fly-by-wire, you know, descent. So why won't it descend? Anyway, maybe I have to set in the rate of descent. There we go, okay. I should just go to 20,000 feet. There must be a reason for that. So we're starting our descent. Set checklist, FCDO attitude, push set is done, safety belt sign. Oh, I've got the dot. I'm gonna level off here. I wanna go with the dot. See, I just don't trust it, is the problem. There's the dot there, right? Starting here. I'm gonna level off now 28,000. Just sending a tad. I just don't trust it, you see, because it does tell us 135 miles. Okay, 35 miles to go before we start descending. And look, this time, if it doesn't go to plan, I'll just go around. I just don't trust it, and that's my problem. So safety belt signs on. Okay, folks, put your safety belts on, please. Good. Anti-ice set. Any cloudage? What's the temperature? Anyone? Where's the temperature? Outside temperature. I've got to put my eyes on it. Anyway, we're not in clouds, so it's not an issue. Barometric reference, that's when we get below 5,000 feet. And order than 10,000 feet, landing light on. Okay, great. So I'm delighted now I discovered that issue with my other throttles. That's what happened yesterday. Crispy Chip saying the integral lighting knob is next to the APU master switch. Twist that. Yeah, that's full. That's full. Those are Twitch comments instead of YouTube. Where's my YouTube gone? Nope, we don't need you anymore. Go away. that one. I'm just looking at the windows here on the next screen. Just tidying up the old desk. Oh. There it is. Now, YouTube comments. Did that answer your question there earlier on, digital flight in VR? The green light to guide you on the runway. Okay, you got it. Peter Bevington says, do you have to enable Microsoft Flight Simulator taxi ribbon from the alternative taxiway ribbon to work, or does Flight Simulator work? FSTO one work right out of community folder. Okay, so you've got your standard one from, first of all, you activate the taxi ribbon from the menu. Can I do it here? That's because it's coming up now, right? No, not controls, options, gripper sim. Assistance options, okay. Navigation aids, taxi ribbon, right? Now I have a button for that, so I can reach down to the joystick here on my hottest. Let's set up there. And I can switch it on and off, but it doesn't seem to be activated. So taxi ribbon, right? So that's great. You get the taxi ribbon. But it's a big, thick, cumbersome looking thing. So what I did then is I went to flightsim.to and it downloads a file that goes into your downloads folder, and you just put the contents of that into your community folder. Does that answer it, Peter? So you have to enable it, and then just it'll run right out of the box in the community folder. I hope that answers it. Tucker, welcome by the way. Tucker, there are more light switches on the lower right console. There is. Is it here? They're all up. On the lower right, and then there's some more here, and they're all bright. So I did say this, I've been saying this, it's very dark, but maybe it's the way, it's just the way, oh, right, oxygen masks in here. Let's get some old oxygen going. Very nice. Where's the test button for the oxygen? Oh, they haven't enabled that yet. Oh, they have, look. So that's not on my checklist. Oh, it's a sim, so. But I might get a commercial checklist there to do all that. That's nice. That's in the checklist. I know that much. Digital flight. Great, you got it. Thank you. No, don't worry, Peter. You're not disturbing me at all. Don't apologise. There's no need to apologise in this channel, folks. Don't apologise. The question's, you know, it's a long cruise, and I'm coming up to my descent point now. I remember now it takes us all the way down to Wicklow, to Wexford actually, and back into Dublin, because I've been on a jet, and I was going, why are we down in Wicklow? That's odd. And it doesn't happen very often. Well, I don't fly very often. Here, I get rid of all those tags, because it's ruining our glorious views. Look at that, it's just stunning. Cool, Tucker. Thank you. That's all working for everybody. Great. So that's sorted that out. Let us go. I'll have to play with that on my own. I don't know when I get a chance now to play with that. So for the moment, folks, when I start the stream, I'm going to go from the very beginning. I know I'm going to stuff it up. I know there's going to be mistakes, and you're going to be sitting there watching me make mistakes, and figuring it out. I'm just thinking, is that the right way to do it, or to figure out the flight plan out myself? And then just come on and go. Maybe I'll mix and match it. I don't want to bore people to death either. There we go. 89 miles. I'd want to be descending now, please. See, the dot's still up there. Okay, I'm going to descend. So you won't go to management. Why is that? No, just, oh, I didn't set the altitude. Oh, no wonder. No wonder. There we go. Just in the nick of time. There's the dot there. There's a profile dot here. Okay. So we're on profile then. Great. It's just fluke. Excellent. I'm getting too low. And I didn't slow down, did I? I'm putting a little bit of speed brake out. Because it's not going to descend very much if I'm going too fast. So there's a deceleration phase. And I don't know what the story is there. So I should have been at 220 knots, really. So what I can do to catch up, and what I did the last time was, I take over manually with the vertical speed, and I'd increase that a little bit. And there we go, 3,300 feet a minute. Now, it's going to be hard for me to slow down because they're slippery, aren't they, the jets? So I should be 220, I'm at 250. But I want to just get the profile dot, and when we get to when we get there, oh, you can see the coast there. No. So coming down, we got it. Don't worry. We're going to turn now, and that will help us lose some speed. So I've got speed brakes out to full there. I put them down slowly. I don't know if you should have full at this speed or what, but they're you see, they're not going to go all the way up, or you can't really see now. Let's put on some of the tail lights just for viewage purposes. Nav and logo's on, okay. Let the wing light on. There we go, we're coming back into it now. See the little dot rising here? So now I can go back to manage mode. And it's already done it automatically, look. Now I'll take the brakes up. As you can see here, I'm taking them up here. The air brakes here. There we go. Now we're kind of back on profile. That'll do. I'm going to take a right turn now. All the way around. That dot, I think someone said, that's when you activate approach mode. You know? Approach mode slows you down, doesn't it? Let me have a look at the comments. You're probably all telling me here. There's a switch somewhere that lights up the footwell nicely. There is, and that's here. It doesn't seem to be. There's a switch. Console floor, is that one? One more here, isn't it? Now we're turning. We're too. We're going above our profile again. Let's get the LS in here. 111.35 is the ILS for Dublin. So that's confirmed. We've got that. We're waiting for an ident here as well. And we're catching up with our profile now. We should be way down here with our speed. Look at that. Bizarre. Tuck our fingers just above me. There is another switch. Where is it? This one here. That's all full. I think that's what you're referring to anyway. Okay, brakes off. We're slowing down nicely. I want to slow down to about 212 knots or so. So I've got a little bit of the speed brakes out. Now I'll take them up because you can hear the engines roaring to that power. Okay. 17,000 feet. Approach mode. From ILS check. Standard ILS mode. Alias range states, island frequencies, intercept heading, localizer. Approach mode on. Intercept heading. So you put the approach mode on when you're actually intercepting the heading. Really? I don't know. So what I'm talking about here, I'm kind of talking out loud here, is it's asking me to activate approach mode in performance. See, activate approach phase. I don't know when that is. All is looking good. We can't see anything yet. 16,000 feet descending. I like the fact that I took over manually there, and then it goes okay. If the computer takes over, it goes okay. I'll take over from here. Thanks. 15,000 feet to go. We have no localizer yet, and we are 54 miles out. Let's see what the chat's giving. You could be giving out to me here, telling me what to do. Crispy chips, FU max, well, 50% unless you take off the autopilot on 100. Full speed brakes can be used at all altitudes, but the rate at which you deploy them should be slow and careful. That's what I heard, crispy chips, so that makes sense because you'll scare the shit out of the passengers, no? It's like lowering your flaps, you want to take it easy with them. FU max sense, 50% unless you take off autopilot, then 100%. Okay, crispy chips says, the magenta D is where the approach mode with auto activate. You must be in nav mode to do it for auto activation. Speed shows the green dots so you can start configuring. Once cleared for the ILS, then press the approach button on the FCDU. Yes, that's right. It will capture the localizer at the ground glide slope when you're in. Okay, I have that. Activate approach around 10,000 feet. Oh, okay. Okay. We're on profile. It's all looking good. I'm going to assume we are cleared to 3,000 feet. So I'm going to go from standard to Q and H. Let me double check the Q and H in Dublin very quickly. I don't think it's 1014. Let me refresh the weather I looked up earlier on. 1012 is Q and H in Dublin. 1012 once. 1012 twice. 1012 thrice. On profile, that's all good. Hopefully there's some clouds out there, folks. Can't see a thing. Activate approach mode then at 5,000 feet. We're at 5,000 feet, okay. It could be a thing where it's a company thing, do you know? Sometimes you'll look at procedures. Boeing have their own procedures, and then every like Ryanair, EasyJet, American, New Zealand Airlines, they all have their own specific procedure. So I know it sounds contradictory. Some people say one thing, some people say another, but actually it's down to the company, isn't it? Flying at 200 knots at 10,000 feet will frustrate the hell out of ACTs. See, they're crispy chips and some out of the box thinking. You know, because it slows you down. I know that much. No signal from the ILS yet because we're too far out. We are forwards. No. 43 miles out. We're way down the coast here, up the east coast of Ireland. Pity we can't see it because it's the dark. But yeah, I do remember now one time I was going back as a passenger and I was going, there's Wicklow. What are we doing down here? Why they do that, I don't know. So, all looking good. So, I'll tell you what. I was furious. I couldn't sleep last night. Well, I could. But I was just upset because of the last approach I did. After all the good work everyone was saying in the chat. It's like, it's a pity. Right at the end, gripper sim. Oh, you know, I was going, but it was the down of the throttle. I moved to reach the throttles, and I hit the down of the other throttles that were active, and that's what stuffed things up. Anything I should have here? How much fuel have we got left? 1.3 tons, really? Am I reading that right? I have to study that now as well. Outside air temperatures plus 1 degree, so no need for any icing. 9,000 feet. Lights are already, no they're not. Oh god, it's finicky. You know, And the real thing is just be flick, and that's it, isn't it? Okay, good. The straights are already on. Confirm ILS frequency and course. Yes, for ILS frequency and course. Let's confirm it again. Oh, shutdown now for graph, am I? The frequency is 112. No, 114.9. No. 11135. 11135. 7,000 feet now, and we're on profile. Everything's looking good. Oh, turn that off. First officer can have that on. I don't want to be looking at that. Weather radar, I don't know how to activate it. I don't know if it's implemented, but the button is working for the weather radar. So here it is here. So I don't know what the story is that. I'd actually probably have it down a little bit. Anyway, let's pay attention to what we're doing. 7,000 feet now. 4,000 feet to go. Why are we leveling off? Because of a constraint, perhaps? Oh yeah, it's a constraint of 7,000 feet here. And we're leveling off at 7,000 feet. There we go. 220 knots is the speed, and I'm at 220. Okay. That's why we're leveling off. Very nice. You know, you'd have to do all this manually in the olden days. But you see, they also had an engineer there. He'd probably help out, wouldn't he? And you got 2 people on board. So, heading is set. Localizer captured, not yet. We have an ident, however. We do now have an ident, but we're not. We've got to be in the cone of the ILS to pick it up, don't we? So, is there anything I've forgotten? I don't think so. Yes, the auto brake. I was looking to the list here. Let me just check it. Cruise, descent, cruise, oh, it's not in the checklist, isn't it? You know, yes, good point. That was from Johnny. That was from Crispy Chips. Yeah, that's not on my checklist, and you're absolutely right. So we need to get ready for the go round. Auto spoilers are on, and the auto brake is set to. No, it'll only go to medium for some reason. Am I actually physically push it on here? No. So medium. That's set. Anything else there? Lights are on. Approach. Strengths display. Approach mode configuration. Intercept. Flips 1, flips 2. Visual approach. What about lights? Oh, here we go. Later on. When flaps 2, landing gear down, auto brake, nose light to take off, runway lights on, spoilers are up. Now because yeah, we can do that when it flaps 2. Okay. So we are now waiting for 10 miles out. Actually, no, we're waiting for the ILS. The next thing to intercept the ILS. That's what I'm looking for. So we're kind of we're continuing towards the north. We're going to take a left turn there to at Latmo. We're going to start descending now, which we are 700 feet a minute. And we're at the right speed, and we're on profile. And next is to put approach mode on effectively, and then we're in. There's Dublin there. Dublin, incidentally, I'd love it if they'd fix that. It's all orange lights. There's no white lights really. There's a few, absolutely, but there's. Let me have a look outside here. You see, there's it's all orange lights in Dublin. I'd like to see that because it's fantastic. Because they actually the lighting in Microsoft Office or Microsoft Flight Sim, it reflects off the clouds, and it's very noticeable coming into Dublin and indeed most cities. Look at all the other traffic there. Look at that, folks. You see all those lights blipping? They're all heading to the west. You can see you can only see the red light of the nav lights. they showing nav lights on? Better be. Yes, they are. Of course they are. Can you see the lights there, folks? Can you see the... Crispy chips. The next thing is to activate approach phase. Oh god, yes, of course. I need to get my checklist sorted out. We are now... I'll activate it now. There we go. Approach phase. Thank you, crispy chips. I need to get a... approach phase. Did I miss that? I saw it somewhere. But that's done. Checklist in EFB. Okay, I'm gonna go EFB. Oh yeah, up here. Yeah, wow. I know it's up there somewhere. I'm not going to learn this one off. You'll notice I haven't learned anything off, folks. I haven't learned any checklists because this is just one I found in the fly-by-wire Airbus, and it's, you know, it's very basic. And I didn't learn anything off on purpose because then I'll get bad habits, won't I? When you see the localizer diamond in the indexes, press the approach and the FCD. Yes, absolutely. I'm waiting. What I wait for there, crispy chips, is I'm going to wait for both of them to be within half scale. It's just a me thing. I learned that somewhere when I was doing commercial training. I think it was, this is what it was, right? If, when I was on approach on the twin, because you do your commercial of the twin, if you went outside half scale, you'd fail. So I wasn't allowed to go out between half scale, which is quite a lot actually. Well, I don't know. I can't remember now. Is it 5 degrees or something? 5 degrees. So you couldn't go outside that. So that's why I activated inside here. I think I heard it somewhere else as well. I don't know. That's what I wait for. It's really, it probably stems when I was flying the 737 in the simulator as well. Because you got to capture it. Sometimes it wouldn't capture. But I couldn't figure that out. Because it was up here. You know, and it was up here and it wouldn't capture, so you got to capture it as well. So that's just a me thing, I guess. I think things, and I do intend, here we go. I do intend to get a more realistic checklist. So there we are. Okay, so I'm waiting for, oh, we can activate it now. There it goes, just that little button, folks. All that is, that's that little button, boom. Just press the little button and it's going to take us down the ILS. It's going to level off now at 3,000 feet. There's the runway there. Oh, there's some clouds. I'm displeased. It says we're a little bit low there by the pappies, but don't worry about them yet. So we're coming in. Let's get some eye candy action here. Not a lot to see at the minute. Okay, good. I'm just after realizing that the tail light for the logo will only come on and wait on wheels, isn't it? So now, okay, let's sterile cockpit now. On off, it's on off. Let's start the picture. So 10 miles out. Flaps 1. A little bit behind here. Flaps 1. Go around altitude set. Go around altitude, that must be 3,000 feet. 8 miles out, flaps 2. So flaps 2 coming down now. I'm a little bit behind, but don't worry. Landing gear down. Gear down. Flaps are too early. I was too fast. Let's put on a bit of speed brake. Just a little bit. And now we put down flaps 2. Gear down. Gear is in the down position now. Gears down. Good. Landing gear down, auto brake we've already set. Set nose light to take off. Nose light to take off. Oh god, this guy over here. Can't reach it because this is in the way. See, I could crash doing this kind of stuff. It's crazy. Runway turn off lights. Spoilers are already armed. Not. The hell? Oh, because I moved the brakes. That's why I moved the speed brakes. Vent flaps 3, flaps full, auto throttle mode off. Now, one thing I noticed is another stage of flaps coming in. I'm going to land with full flaps, folks. I'm going to do manual. I'm going to take over manual. Full flaps now. We've got the pappies. Crispy Chip says, you are the pilot. So I just had to take a break there for that and stop, because I always mess things up with the chat and approach. When you get glide slip, the glide slip is captured and you can wind in the Mr. Approach altitude. Look at the glide slip captured. You can wind in the Mr. Approach altitude. Great. I thought it was 3,000 feet. Where's Mr. Departure? Yeah, 2,000 feet. There we go. Okay, now I haven't got my button won't work to deactivate the autopilot. Let's try it. No, I had set that to deactivate the autopilot, so it's going to start beeping at me when I do. So I know that I have to assign a button. Okay, so autopilot off. We're manual, feet on pedals. There we go. Less is more.
500.
Shit, I didn't start the recorder. Starting the recorder on the other screen.
Light slow.
100 above.
Light slow.
Don't worry about that.
Light slow. Light slow.
Minimum.
Get back on. There we go. Getting a visual now. It's very... I've got to put a lot of inputs in. You know, a lot of inputs have to go in.
50, 40, 30, 20. Retard.
What is that? Don't touch the rudders, Gripper Sim. I touched the rudders. Don't touch the rudders. Feet off the bloody pedals. Put the nose down. And reverse. That is fascinating. I'll tell you why now, right? I know it was a bad landing. But I remember I was in a real simulator in Southampton. Okay? A real simulator in Southampton. Well, don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. We're going to look at the replay now shortly, and we'll put it in the daytime so you can see what's happening. I put in a tiny bit of rudder there, and I remember I was in the in a real simulator in Southampton, and the landing was terrible. I put in a little bit of rudder. Don't put in the rudders in these things. I was thinking crosswind there, you know, straighten the wing at the rudder. No, don't use the rudders. So that's another lesson learned. Don't touch those rudders. So we'll see what it looked like. We'll see what the landing rate. I didn't see the landing rate. I'm going to stop here after this part here. We are going to taxi into a stand. We're going to ask for taxi. Oh, come on. It was older, easier to taxi the older one. Oh, we're going to be choppy now, are we? Flight sim. A little bit choppy. So I'm going to come to a halt here. What is going on? It is not taxiing right at all. There's a huge amount of delay in the taxi I noticed with this one. Let's come to a halt here for the moment. Let's put the parking brake on and clean it up. We'll go to the gate. I won't switch off the engines. I'll get to the chat then before we go, okay? Let us clean this thing up. Let's first of all get those lights off so we're not blinding. They should have been off by now. We're just blinding traffic coming in, to be honest with you. Boom. No, let's retract and come off. 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 When we turn lights, they're coming off as well. Yeah, don't touch the rudders. So they've updated this majorly. There's a major, and I noticed that in the real thing, so it must be much more realistic. Weather radar off. don't want to fry anyone on the ground. Flaps to retract. Done that with my actual physical ones there, as you can see here. There we go. Flaps are up. TCAS off and transponder off. Standby. Standby. Protective windshield off. That's up with the icing department up here. And him off. Nose light to taxi. Nose light to taxi, which is down there. Landing light is off, which is already done. Spoilers retracted. They are retracted. Yep. APU master on. We want to start the APU master on. With the turnaround if there was one. Boom and boom. And anti-ice is required, and we can taxi in there. Okay, let's taxi into a gate and let's play with that taxi thing. Meaning we're going to get taxi instructions to the gate. So I'm going to write this down as well. I don't think we can see the actual taxiways. I'm not too sure about that. Due to Dublin ground. Request taxi to gates, please. He's giving us the following. Grab some taxi to gate 200 via taxiway Sierra Whiskey 2 cross runway 34 M1 M1 goddamn pen AT2 AT1. I don't know what they are. Acknowledge clearance. Okay, let's see what that gives. So let's start taxiing. There we go. Come on, a bit apart, please. There we go. Come on. There we go. And then we're going to have a look at the replay. So I can activate my little taxi guy here, right? And I'm also going to keep an eye on the signs. So, gate 200 via Sierra. Now I know we can look at Navigraph here. Let's get Navigraph up then, shall we? Let's get Navigraph up here. Taxi. Some of the taxi charts don't give you let's go here. No. It's one of these. God. No. I bet you it'll be right at the end. Airport is what I want, of course. So here we go. So we're on Sierra. Whiskey 2. Whiskey 2's up here. Great. I'm learning stuff here. Whiskey 2 X-ray. I don't know what the X is for. Cross. Oh yeah, sorry, that was me. I put in cross runway 34. Mike 1. Okay. AT2. What's AT2? AT1. Don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. So we're going to take the next, after this exit, the next exit. As I'm taxiing, I know you're commenting here and I just can't see them. Also, in the release of Microsoft Flight Simulator, loads of planes have contrails and smoke. Oh, you're just talking amongst each other. Great. Okay, I will leave this in the other window. And I'll activate my little taxi boys, so I don't make a mistake. Come on. Where'd they go? Hang on. Whiskey 1. No, Whiskey 2, which has got to be the next one. Yeah. I'll just stop there. I'm not getting my taxi friends here. The little button. You can't be stopping. You just can't be stopping. And my taxi ribbon isn't working. Okay, so that's infuriating. I'm going to go in here to assistance options like we were talking about before. We're going to go into navigation aids. And it's off. You know, I don't know why it won't save that for me. Because I have a button and I had that working. As you can see earlier on. And it's not working at all now. Okay, we just have to make sure we get the right one. Okay, I missed Whiskey 2. I missed Whiskey 2. Okay, I'll just have to come around. What a pain. You see how difficult it is? There we go, it's working now. So it's telling me to go ahead. Hopefully it'll bring me the right way. You can see that white light there. Someone's obviously an approach. I'll just speed it up here a little bit. That's Sierra. It did say Sierra. Oh yeah, okay, so no taxiway. I'll take a left turn here. Now for the replay I'm going to change it to daytime. It's very atmospheric actually. Don't like the lighting of the airport itself. It's an Orbex version. There's another version. I don't want to risk the money on it just yet. I would like one of those really good high fidelity versions if I got to pay for them, you know. This is the Orbex one. And am I impressed with it? No, I felt it was just a little bit of a port, you know. I felt it was a bit of a port. Good. There we go. I watched a gate. Oh, that is a gate. I'd love to be able to see. I can't see the taxiway marking. We actually enter into. I know it's lit up like a Christmas tree there, but there we go. I wanted a gate, but it didn't give me a gate at all. Parked me way down the back, like some commoner. That doesn't please me in the slightest. Okay. So I think the next time on the stream I'll do 2 short ones, okay? 2 short hops, because there's more happening. I spent an awful lot of time with the cruise there. Brakes on, and we're not going to switch off any engines. I'm going to have a look at the replay. Let me have a look at those comments there, because I was busy taxiing. I just scroll back up a little. I'll just scroll back up a little bit. We'll see who is here. Crispy Chips says you're doing well. Everything is moving at 1,000 miles per hour and you're barely hanging on. But with practice you'll get it really proficient. Yes, you know, and what I need is to learn to check this off, which would be much easier. Because I'm not learning that one off, because I know it's not really full. Thanks for teaching me to fly the 172. Who is that? Who thought you were the 172? Was it me? On the sim? Wow, the frame rate dip there. Yeah, it is just there was a bit of frame rate dip there. Hopefully it won't do in the recording. I'm just skipping up here. I missed some of you there. Peter was talking. We're talking about the taxi ribbon. Tucker fingers above you. Oh, you're telling me about the lights. Peter was saying, I've recently bought. Peter Bevington recently bought the C19, a really nice Feel spoiled with the new technologies in the new planes. Feels like a C152 when I got my PPL. Oh, Pisha, you got a PPL. Great. Happy days. Excellent. Well done. It's not an easy feat, PPL. It's your first time learning, and that's why it's not an easy feat. Every landing you can walk away from is a good landing. I always, you see, when I hear that, I know it was a bad landing. I know it was a bad landing. But I know it's a bad landing. I'll get better at it. Love the flight. Catch on the next one. Must go. Thank you very much, Digital 5 for your. So let's have a look at the replay, folks. And then we'll call it a night. It was a bit of a long cruise there. I think we'll do shorter flights in future if I can. Let's stop the recording. Stop recording. Hit the replay button. I'm going to change it to daylight now. I'm going to pause. Now, do you know what actually stuffed up my approach? Do you know what happened? This is what happened. The flight recorder happened. Because I went to the other window. I was flicking buttons and switches, so I took my whole attention partly away from the sim. And I couldn't react. And that's why that approach was poor. So you see how important it is not to be distracted on final, especially when you're manual. That's what happened there. Let's change it to daylight. So you can see a Starlight Cockpit is so important, you know. And that's why it was difficult for me. Only because I forgot to bloody put the recorder on. That's all my own fault. There we go. We get some morning time in there so you can see the landing. Great, happy days. And you see how late I got the recording going. You know, I shouldn't have been doing that. Okay, there's always an airplane stuck there. I don't know why that airplane is stuck there. There's always one stuck there for some reason. Resume replay. Let's have a look at this terrible landing. At least I didn't make complete hames of it. Let's see. I'll get the... Tell me how many feet... Oh, Lonely Reaper just subscribed. Lonely Reaper, thank you so much. I appreciate it, Lonely Reaper. You're a long-termer. You know? You've been watching the channel for quite a while. There's the issue there. I was too high there as a result. See those Aer Lingus liveries? They're probably from the actual real flights. So I managed to save it here, I think. I saved it, look. No, I didn't. That's when I hit the rudder. And then I said, don't use the rudder. And I landed without a tail strike. Oos. So you can see the point. I'm going to go behind here. So brakes. I'm going to go back again. I'm going to have a few watches of this, okay? Just to analyze it a little bit. Pause replay. Let's go back. So watch this. Alright. So first mistake was I was off trying to get the recording working. I rescue that. Look at I'm watching for the rudder here, look. So, okay. And then look at the rudder. Oh, it doesn't record it. A tiny bit of rudder. That's a disaster. So don't use the rudders. I love the way the brakes come up there. It's unusual because in the past I'm very good at landing these things. I wish they'd get out of the way, whoever they are. I'm just going to go down the runway. Oh, thank you. They're I'm going to get a standing. We're going to have the view from here. I'm going to zoom in and see what I'm going to do now in a second. I don't want the fuel. I want the camera here. I want to zoom in a little bit. Drone speed. No, I want to disable follow me mode. And I want to lock mode. And that will give me a position to as if I'm standing there. So let's go back. Zoom replay. I'd like to be able to zoom in and out like this. I haven't figured it was very messy. I didn't get a wing strike anyway, but I fixed it in the end. I'm not worried about my landings because I know I have it, you know. It's just I'm very impressed with this model, and I'll tell you why. I did that before once. Don't be touching the rudders in those jets. Do you know? Don't be touching the rudders in those jets. So folks, thanks a million. I'll be back with you tomorrow at 11 o'clock Irish time. You know, thanks for subscribing, everybody. And it's been a pleasure. And thank you so much for helping me out. Let me get the YouTube chat here because I don't want to miss anyone out. Thank you so much, everyone, for helping. I can't thank all of you because there's quite a few of you now. FU2 Max, thank you very much for your help. And Crispy Chips, thank you. Lonely Reaper, thank you very much for subscribing. Tier 1 for 16 months. Lonely Reaper, thank you very much. I'm delighted. The more subscribers, folks, keeps the channel going, I guess. You know, well, it does. In these terrible winter months, which is pretty much begun during the summer. And I appreciate everything. Thank you very much, Copy D, to you. Vruden the Great, Tucker, Finnegas. I'll be here for half an hour for I mention everybody. DCS Ducks, as always, thank you. And that chap there that couldn't get on the Discord, I've got to sort that out. I'll look up the chat shortly and we'll sort you out. So, folks, I have to say to you, thank you very much for helping me out. And I hope one day I'll be able to help you out. And I'll be an expert at this, I guarantee, because I got all winter. And I will see you folks very, very soon.